Hey YouTubers, still working on the bus, carrying the torch, so to speak. Where I left off last time, I had painted the top gray colors and had a bunch of dirt getting into it and a couple of runs here and there. I find the paint, it's urethane enamel, it's just so thin, it runs so easy. You just got to be so cautious not to hit the same area twice or else you get a run. But I'm learning to work around that. And so what I decided to do this time, after the issues I had with some dirt getting into paint up around the dash and just some runs around it, I decided to take the whole thing and I just wet sanded the whole top back down with 600. Not through the paint, but I wet sanded the runs out of it and all the dirt that was in it, and got a nice smooth finish again. I think I went over 1500 after that. Yeah, I did. Then I hit it wet sanded with 1500. So the dash has been repainted. Actually, everything that you see gray except for like the jams has been repainted. That came out a lot better. That's more respectable. I am planning on wet sanding everything and buffing the whole bus after it's all done. But I needed a better starting point than what you saw there. So I had a run in this corner. I had wet sanded out. That's gone. And I got the paint up into the corners one last time. What I did was I just did one heavy wet coat. Actually, I should call it two. Two nice wet, what's the best word for it? Lather coat or whatever you want to call it. And then after that, now this paint's probably, I'm going to say that we're going on 3 days now that I repainted the gray. The primer that I put on the bottom was probably 7 days old. So yesterday afternoon, the paint was still kind of, it was dry to the touch, but it will scratch, or if like you hold your hand in one place on it, you pull away, you'll see like your imprint of your fingerprint on it. So I stayed away from that, and I just wet sanded probably where my paint line is going to be. I probably wet sanded up to about here, just tried to stay away from it until I can get tape on it, and then I'll wet sand right up to the tape line and retape it. So that's where I am today. Yesterday, as I was kind of jumping around here, I did wet sand everything down to the bottom with 320 and then 600. Got her smooth. There was another little ding in the door there, so I filled that with some the polyester filler, and then hit with primer, wet sanded the whole thing down again. So the bottom's all ready to go for the next color. Probably spent about 4 hours or so just kind of wet sanding and looking over everything, make sure we're all kind of good to go, and we are. It's a good thing. If you look at my garage door, the metal handle that sticks out of here, I put a piece of rubber on there because I said, you know what, I'm going to let go of that hatch. That sucker's going to whack that thing. It did. Didn't do any damage because of that. There's some water spots on here. If you look at it, you kind of see it. Like, what the hell is that? That's just from the water from the wet sanding with the rag. But it looks good. The finish is actually quite, it does. See if the camera will focus. Come on, focus. Let's try this. Go this way. Here we go. It has a very light orange peel, but not bad at all. So now I'm happy with it. Before I wasn't. Before I was like, oh, this is going to turn out to be a piece of shit. And I'm getting better at the runs. Not putting runs in it, getting better at the runs. Hey, you got the runs. Alright, I got one, okay? I got one run. Where is it? It's in the side there, here somewhere. There it is right there. So I have to wet sand them out. What I found worked real good for getting sanding them out was just 600 grit rolled around a popsicle stick, a paint stick. There's a piece of it right there. I would just wrap that, and it gives you that nice flat surface, so it just takes the highs off. And I just wrapped it around there and kept working my X pattern on that, and it knocked them right down. So I'll do the same with that on those couple of runs. I'm not going to repaint that. I'll just work with what I have, knocking them flat. There is a molding that goes over it too. It's probably about that wide. That kind of covers a lot of that. So, but that's it. Hopefully the bottom is a lot flatter surface. Pretty much you just have to stand outside the thing and shoot it. It doesn't have all the nooks and crannies like the top did. So it should go a lot easier. I probably shouldn't say that because I'm going to regret what I just said. I'll probably have a big run coming on my gas door or something when I try shooting the inside of that. So, we won't talk about that. So what I think I'm going to do, it seems to work out better just for me, is I'm going to go around and probably just give it 1 or 2 coats, then let that sit for about 2 or 3 hours. It seems like if I try waiting till the point where you touch the paper and it's just got, it's just tacky and it's not, kind of stringing off. If I try shooting it then, it seems like it runs. But if I let the stuff really, harden up to where you can actually almost brush your finger over it, I have much better luck with it not running on me. So that's what's working for me. So I'm going to kind of stick with that. Getting tired of repainting. So we are supposed to be having a hurricane. I'm in New Hampshire. A hurricane is hitting Florida and it's supposed to be coming up the coast. So by Sunday, we're supposed to get 5 to 7 inches of rain. Yay. I don't want to have to try to paint when it's that humid. So that's why today I'm going to try knocking this thing out. At least getting 2 coats of paint on, even if I have to do it at, another last one at 10 o'clock at night, that's fine. That way I can just close the garage door and just let the thing sit in here and cure however long it takes to cure if the humidity kicks in. And of course, I went and did a repair in the yard. Had a little septic issue. So I was letting the ground to settle. And it did. And then I got a couple yards of topsoil, leveled all that out, put grass seed out, and now we're getting 5 to 7 inches of rain. More down there. What are you gonna do? I didn't do anything with the bumpers yet. I want to see if I can locate some cleaner ones. What I have, the stuff is really ratty. I should be able to make a good rear bumper out of what I have, but the fronts were looking kind of iffy. There's like 4 rear, but there's only 2 in the front, and neither front has the overriders on it, so I need to do some shopping and see what I could dig up for that. But that stuff's... This bus came with a lot of pieces. It was someone's project that, was really half-assed. All the panels are, riveted on with, like that bottom rocker was riveted on. I think it was even aluminum flashing from a house. That's what they made it out of, so all that had to be ripped apart and put back together correctly. The stuff that was thrown in the van was, they went and they bought new rubber seals for the doors, for the windows, the new mirrors. So there's a bunch of pieces that were bought for it, but I'm not quite sure what I have until I start putting the thing together. So I may find that I have, one of these and not the other piece. I know the chrome going around. I am missing the very front centerpiece, and some of the chrome is kind of bent up from just being manhandled. I'm missing the piece that goes around here. So there's a pallet out back. I have it wrapped up, sitting outside, but it is all wrapped up on a pallet of all the stuff that was in there. And then all the door panels and everything that were sitting in the bus are sitting in a motorhome out back. They're not great neither. I have a feeling I'll end up probably making a bunch of those and using the original ones as patterns. I kind of like the idea of guys take a how do you call them, potato sacks or vegetable sacks that have the names of different companies on them. I might use those for the skins of the door panels with the original door panel underneath it, because the inside is it is what it is. It's got stains and whatnot. The headliner is fairly good, but I'm not getting into all that. I'm just going to make the outside, I want to look stock. The inside I want to do whatever I want to do with. So Yeah, kids, I'm going to stop yapping and get to work. How's that? Actually, I'm going to go do breakfast, and then I'm going to get to work. Alright, take care. Thanks for the comments everybody leaves, and the community of YouTube for making a lot of good friends. Take care.